A producer and summer echo so ye mema say the asema yatune din trending news no. Yede bana yede besomo nenen sama yede bana di timu akotene ebi ene say Director Edema Ghana Education Service Professor Opoku Amankwa de atuja say aban no any Ministry of Education sanso na Ghana Education Service omo ate ekua omo toto normal sene be ya hwebe busumi a yebe wremu ne da toso aduonu baako ne ehunu bra yede beko school.
Thank you for having me. I think recently when the president spoke, and that was his 15th address, I believe, he charged the Ministry of Education and then the Ghana Education Service to work together to come up with some plan for school reopening.
Sanso ena ukopie mu mfimfini mantema nyame adoma china enya agrokra. The ruling party NPP power manifesto ho entoma na eno ena ama regional secretary de ma NPP amanyukio no wode NSMP atuja ewo ahoboabo party no aye.
Everything is underway for tomorrow's manifesto launch. Apart from that, with security arrangements, the security committee has done marvelously well. Everything has been put in place to ensure modern security for tomorrow's program. Wherever we
eno Richard techi mensa yebeba sa ensem no emu na ye de campaigns am so to amoso a John Dramani Mahama Ghana and former president sanso ena oye Frank Etufo de ma NDC amanyukio no wode atuja se oba befa akonya no nimpre no so biemu de a okada no wode normal begu akwemu amana ye ejuma.
It says Okada is illegal. But Okada is a reality. It has come to stay. You can't stop it. That's what I said.
Atweman wabieja North wa aban crash penia oho enso ede ato edwa se omo elbo omo homodin se ne beye nipa num bia barakese dam omo encroach sa land no yobesi ano ekwan se ne beye nsu a ema Ashanti region nipa dodo na nsuo enom no enko waste
the report will consider a bit my one security zone. Ebema encroachment I also in an edge. Sabe so be an found because I can say and one the Ashanti region na is so enom.
In some way any afufro pi na mo somfo do don komaje penny na enwumre yi mede ensem yi ebremo. Ensem no emu enchiremu enie openi kwanchefo a wo hwe Ghana yengoma esua eso Professor Opoku Amankwa de atudwa se aban ede enoma egu akwam yepa enye asemketwa aban ehwe se the Ministry of Education a owura Matthew Opoku Prempe eda anono wante abejokuo na hwie be nyame adoma bosumi ayeba besimu ne de toso aduonu baako yenhunu bra ye mofra wamo ewo basic schools num ene senior high schools ene schools aka no wamo ebetimi akotoa wamo enwoma esua eso na eno ena ode ato edwase esa ekue yi enye ministry no nko ena ewom ekue a ehwe enwoma esua so Ghana Education Service wamo ewomu bi sanso ena ono oye director wanonso ewomu ebi ena yera Fobi Dominic Fobi enkanena oye minister edema yengoma esuano wanonso eka ekua aban etimi apasa omo entoto no mane enhwe kwan a yebetimi ebie ama school no etimi ahyehye so na ode echire mu se school no yebia enye kane normal biem se abeye new normal no enesen uko school a yebehwe na ehunu se obehye mask kama sanso ena social distancing ene enoma bia na ede enkambom anase ede ekuo ne de keka ho eba no sa enoma no se de beteso kakra na yene ne di enkomo no wɔse say ɔmo ɛhwɛ na ɔmo ɛde abeto dwa sɛ ɛbɛba sɛ yɛbɛtumi atoa academic year yɛntumi anwia yarebɔne ɛtumi ɛbaa yi ɛno ɔmo bɛhwɛ sɛ ɔmo de nhyehyɛ bɛba ama yɛatoa so anaasɛ yɛbɛhyɛ academic year foforɔ ase na sɛyi ɛna director of education yɛwura Professor Opoku Amankwa ɛde to nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ anim.
Thank you for having me. I think recently when the president spoke, and that was his 15th address, I believe, he charged the Ministry of Education and then the Ghana Education Service to work together to come up with some plan for school reopening. Subsequently, the minister also inaugurated a committee to look at school reopening. And the minister also gave us up to 21st September, to get the schools reopened. The main charge is to look at the various options that are available for us for school reopening, because of the situation that we find ourselves in now. We can't reopen school as the normal. We can only reopen school as the new normal. And in the new normal, there are things like ensuring the protocols, the COVID protocols. For example, social distancing is key. For example, wearing of masks is key, washing of hands and things like that. So how do you reopen school with all these things in place? If you are going to social distance, for example, can you use the spaces available to make sure that everybody goes to school at the same time? Obviously not. So what are the options that you have? How do you play it up to see that some go and then others will be there? And how is it going to affect the learning outcomes? Already they've had some loss of learning, no? But how do you do it so that at the end of the day, the little time that you have at your disposal, you should be able to do that. So for now, we are going to look at the hows, the whens, and the whats, and all that. What logistics do you need, and how? What amount, what financial support do you need, and all that. So we want to work out these things. The committee that the minister constituted is under the Honorable Fubi. Professor Fubi, he is a former Minister for Education. And then we also have the chairman of GS Council, Mr. Ansowa, is there. I am there, and my two deputies are there. We have the private schools fairly represented. Then we have a parent also on it. The committee will ensure that we also engage other stakeholders, and then ensure that by the time we finish on 21st September, we have a comprehensive plan as to reopening of schools. That's key to us to resolve. Beyond the agenda protocol, there is already a truncated academic year. Are we going to continue to finish that academic year, or we'll just leave it at that? Are we going to start a new academic year all over? If we are starting a new academic year, when are we starting? If we are going to continue with this one, when are we continuing? And as we speak now, there are SHS 3 and GHS 3 in school. So, for example, the earliest probably we can get them going to school will be after they have finished their exams, which will finish finally somewhere in the middle of September. So the committee is supposed to look at all these things, and then by 21st September, we should be able to present a report to the minister, so that the minister will also submit to the president for action to be taken. We're just at the tail end of the second term for the KG to primary, to JHS, and then for SHS, they had finished their first semester, and were going into their second semester. As of now, we cannot say that there is any idea. The only idea is that we are going to meet and talk about it. So whatever idea that we have, we can only play them up when we get into the committee, and then hopefully by the end of the committee's work, we should have a clear idea or some suggestions that we can fully implement.
Openi kwantrefo a wɔhwɛ yɛn ngomasua so Professor Opoku Amankwa na ɔde nhyehyɛ a ekua Ministry of Education apa sɛ wɔn hwɛ na wɔn fɛ no ma engu akwa mu na hwie be bosome ba besimi ne da etoso aduonu baako ye hunu bra mmofra no ebeko school ote sɛ wɔka sɛ mmofra no betimi akɔ school a akyɛ sɛ wɔn a wɔn ɛwɔ senior high schools ɛne junior high schools no wɔn etimi ɛtwerɛ wɔn nsɔhwɛ no efiri hɔ ntimi mfa ne sɛ bɛyɛ sɛ bosome ɛkɔ bosome ne so de na kyɛ sɛ ye hunu bra pote a yenuanom ye ofa asefo a wɔn ɛwɔ senior high school ne junior high school ɛna afei so primary no ebra omo ebetimi ede akwakotoa womo adesua aso na enye no nko na ode etudwa osa eka bibi efa enhyehyɛ a aban bi ato wo sɛ mmofra womo ewo junior high schools mu no da bia ne da aban be mo aduane dako abrebia na eno na ode atudwa sɛ obesre Ghana fo nyina na yede yeni akɔ na yaboa sɛ ne ebe ya sa adwumadie yi ebetimi abaso or say district bia no bibia betimi atoto ye na katasomemu asobia entimi ema na ne nyina betimi awie ye a na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmamba ne nyina ɛwɔ sɛ yɛde yɛkyita nyina adi dwumadie no akyi sɛ ne bɛyɛ bibia betimi atoto ye na no ɛna ɔkyerɛm sɛ aduane a yɛde bɛma wɔn no ɛbɛyɛ local menu na kyerɛ sɛ aduane no de free MM ha sɛ nyina no ɛno ɛna mmɔfra yi ebedi aduane bi ɛte sɛ ɛmo sanso ɛna bayre ɛna nkontomre any kosua ne ade ne de eno ena mpanimfo edebema school fo yi ene akyerɛkyerɛfo mo ewo junior high schools no emu na eno ode atudwa sɛ saa ehyehyɛ yi betimi aboa ema yen kosua ene nyuma ahodo a ewo mem ha sei no etimi akosoro ye papa ebema amanfo atokosua na ban ebeboa ema kosua dwumadie no etimi abamfaso ama woma omo eye enkokɔ. Director of Education, Professor Opoku Ajiman, say ena ochiremu efa one hot meal no ho.
To boost the industry, over a period of about a month or so, that they will be doing that, and we want to encourage them to be able to supply for us. That this is what is coming, and we also I want the vendors to take this part of it very seriously. We may have situations where some vendors may want to substitute the egg a day with something else, but we want them as much as possible to be able to provide that egg. And if they have a genuine reason, if there's a need for us to support them to get eggs from somewhere outside of their area, we are ready to do that to ensure that this thing works very well. So what we've done is that we have asked that the menu should be local menu, the kuntumris and the rice and the yams and the red rice and the beans and things like that, as local as possible. Usually what they do is that depending on where you are, we try to get the very local foods that the children already eat in their homes. We don't want to have anything like maybe sausage, etc. No, the local foods should be the one that they should consume. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And now Director of Education, Papa Professor Opoku Amankwa, and Yeteninka Efa. She say aban na de ato se mofra omo ewo junior high school ene akyerɛkyerɛfo a wɔn nso ewo high school mu ono nso omo betimi enya bibi edie wa abra adekyerɛ ekoso saa nhyehyɛ nyina ebeto odwa wa abra ban eyeye se mofra yi omo entimi enko abonten enko nkɔtɔ aduane edie ne nyina eye nhyehyɛ a ɔde ato se yedi betu coronavirus ase no eno ode abasese sei de yebema emofra no aduane edi abrebia na yekɔ ensemfofro mo nso a yekɔ omo a omo eton kusua ho na ene ana omo eye nkokɔ ehonom na eno ena openia oye chairman edema ekuo no yefre oye vice chairman mesremeka national vice chairman edema wona womo eye enkoko owura Napoleon Ajiman Odro enso ede aseda ama aban se wo de sa enhyeyi aba na ebeboa wo mo papa say ena yewura Napoleon ekan.
And for that matter, we need to make everything possible to make an initiative that feeding them with lunch a day, make it work. Should it happen that a particular geographical location is running short of egg, we shall make our contact available. We will be able to arrange from one geographical location to another to make sure that we make eggs available to them. So we have only a few extremely large game producers. We have been a bit of small to medium scale operators, which when put together far outweigh even the quantum coming from the extreme commercial producers.
Eno yera Napoleon Ajiman Odro ono ena national vice chairman edima wona omo edi kosua ejuma ana omo edi enkoko ewo omem ha sei na osade tujwa se problem bi eni ho omo ebe make sure se abrebia ni abrebia no womo ebe ma kosua aba ejwa so na sa 800 kosua omo ede be ma school fo ni a chirechirefo enye ohaw challenge bia eni honum.
We have our distribution channels almost every part of this country. Everywhere poultry production is not so dense, we still have channels to distribute from other regions that are producing poultry in large quantities. So there's already existing distribution channels, and school feeding caterers know where they procure their own eggs. So when it used to be one a week, now it's going to be every day for almost a whole month. So school feeding caterers already know where they procure their eggs. However, the poultry producers, the association has reps from all the 16 regions of Ghana, and as the time President announced it, we have communicated, and there's always going to be a backup in case a particular region is falling short of the supply. We have made our contact available to some institutions that they get in touch with the leadership of the poultry industry to make special arrangements to regions that will be affected. I guess our regional executives have assured us that we are so ready to make this happen.
Napoleon Odro Ajiman ena yetene no ose Ghana hwe na ye nsro kosua ne de bia ebi beba.
Oh man, that's a great thing, and we thank the government for that. Your question, I don't think it's going to be a challenge to poultry producers of the country. We're already producing far beyond the quantum, the 800,000 case, which is equivalent to about 27,000 trays. It should not be a difficult thing for us to.
We enye ade bia ebeye den ede amayen enipa 800,000 a achechefo eka ho bie no yebema omo kosua ade abrebia te se de Ghana aban enya rehyimu ewo yemu no na yewrem ewo COVID-19 ensensem emu say ena yen case no esi etie Ghana case anase total cases no 43,260 na recoveries no 41,277 wana womo entimi ane womo ho wabra womo nya yare no bi no 261 na active case womo doctor for ne nurse for gina womo so prayer womo ehwe se womo benya ayaresa no 1,723 na Greater Accra omo ena edikan omo etimi enya case 21,521 empem ediono baakon ahenum ediono baakon Ashanti region tosumienu 10,695 empem du ahensia ediokono enum Western region ekuta 293 Omu ekuta 2,930 cases. Sansuna Eastern Region ekuta 2,157 cases. Enone for mantam mako enaya omo every edikan ewo confirmed cases no emu. That is recovery no anase active case no mesemeka active case no 1,723. Eno ene ensema free COVID-19 emu eba. To trending news no eso enrada ena nanado danko ekufado efri mu ewo atoye mantemu de nani echne finfin mantemu ewo ne ntoabo a wode ahyehye so be se enabe enaiko enum eso no na enum ena wode nani echre central region no jumedi audio p ena okwa akodi no central region ni titru ene se okwa akọ commission ekomfi fruit juice program no one district one factory products baako a omo etimi aye ewo central region no eno no okwa akotwa ahomem amajumedi no ahyase edi juma nemo ekase jumedi no omo asia wi aye kwa akopa eho entoma na nana ekoye no okotena efidie eso ene mpanifo ebo nkomo pa ATL FM wo central region okọ ekotena ho eni womo edi enkomo na enkomodidie mu a ena ode ato edwase amafo keka se special prosecutor Yura Martin Amidu na jumedie no ase atweasan yehusu eye na eno ena wode abetudwase wo arehemu edema Martin Amidu pa eya enye asemketo akra ewum ese o free party from NDC party num ena eba de nenso nana ado ehya ase oye adwuma no wo hu se opani no wo arehemu wo nimu gidie se adwuma ode amanu obetumi aye.
Don't have the means and the wherewithal to be able to do
but it's your passion, Mr. President. You had such an unmatched passion and
I'm living
the special prosecutor's office. Have they achieved your desire expectation?
First of all, it's meant to be an independent office. We fulfill the campaign promise and we will set it up. And I put there, that was the one part that I had to do with the constitution of the office, was put in there a man who was not a member of my party, very well known. He was in fact a member of the opposition and a high-ranking member of it. But a man whom I had come across in public life and felt had the capability to do the work. That he himself was a person of integrity and was keen and interested in the fight. So I put him there. We have done our best to find the necessary resources to have this office work.
Eno nana do wasaka bibi efa Commander Sugar Factory no yebisanza den na dwumede enhyase adai wonto aso ana eno wose obefa akunwan wose oye enhwehwemu no se bibi adeda na kwemu ansa na wetimi atoa Commander Sugar Factory no eso sei ena ochiremu
competent, validated and assured. All that is being
But so if it was just a problem of raw materials, then something has been done. Loan had been procured, the establishment had been done. So was it just a problem of raw material that scared your administration from touching it?
No, it wasn't. We were not scared from touching it. Okay. We went into it, but we needed to make sure that the planning of the factory.
And when you say planning, what are we looking at?
Talking about the whole process, beginning from the raw material input to the process itself being done in a manner which would guarantee the viability of the factory. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And then there was a need for us to look at the project, de novo as it were, and make sure that the processes were there that would enable.
Osanso can be for Central Region Airport yebabisi ede ama womono.
You don't see the need of an airport.
That's not the need. These things, they're not the response of the government should not just be people say we need an airport. The response of the government should be the matter has been thoroughly examined and the need has been established. And that is the process that the Ministry of Aviation is going through. It's doing the same with Koforidua from the region from which I come, which is also another regional location which is very near Accra. Another an hour and a half, to be able to decide for ourselves whether in fact the need for the airport can be justified when you have Accra, you have Kumasi, you have Tamale, you have Takrady, whether on the coast, with Accra's presence, there's a need for an additional airport.
Eno ene de Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ede etudwa ewo na proba obo no Central Region no dwumadi ahodo pi ena obedie ode asobebo form amanyuma ahodo ahyase sanso na anyuma ahodo nso a wetimi aye no nso obehwe ama etimi atoaso akoso na yenko NPP for asoye na eno ena nyame adom ochina busumi de toso eduonu mienu NPP for pa wo manifesto eho entoma ewo Central Region University of Cape Coast eho ene biaya womo etimi edi dwuma no na enum ena openia wono oye director of election oye communication director Mr. Meka edema NPP amanyekuo no ede ato edwase dwumadie ahodo pi ena ebetimi akoso ewo ehonom na enum ena ochirimu se ewom se omo ebae no mugusua edi dwumadie nanso dwumambi wo honom a omo entimi enye titiru de efa omo manifesto num ewo 2016 na manfo ka ena eka no says party de anase wo ya ban na befa akonya say normal say bi ena ebetimi akoso na such criticisms no titiru de free womo opponent for akache a eban mechrendi sifu akache eba no womo welcome ni nyina.
Clear that every individual assessor, be it an organization or a person of progress, have their own indices. So who are the ultimate beneficiaries of the assessment and the indices that are developed by different people? It is a matter that is up in the air. So the question of what a political promise is and its validity is also up in the air, because what is a political promise? A political promise, I believe, is a policy deliverable. You promise the people, I am going to do A, B, C, D when you are not in charge. When you are in charge, you have to translate that into a policy deliverable, which depends severally on resource availability, human capacity, even acceptability once you want to implement it. Because anytime you implement public policy, a section of the population diminishes and a section rises. So you have to even now begin to determine who benefits the most and who is diminished the most. So the question of promises and whether we have achieved them or not is always a very, very serious qualitative analysis. So we welcome analysis from Imani, other think tanks, CDP, IPEC. We also welcome critique from the opposition. But obviously you will realize that critique from the NDC will be self-serving. We have achieved only 14% of our manifesto promises. And we found over 680 promises that we don't realize we made. But they are entitled to their critique. We, as a governing party, have a greater burden. We cannot just trumpet our promises. We have to justify them because we are in charge. And the people are seeking it from us. So for us, it is more difficult because we have to segment and segregate the population. Who is getting what from our policies? And are they getting enough? Are they the right target group? Should we be doing more in certain areas? These are all matters that go up regularly, governance situation, before cabinet, but the bottom line is
Yera Boabena Samwaye, communication director edema NPP amanyekuo no na manifesto no munsem no ena ode ato eja say ebeba so nyame adoma eba so live neno ena ochirim say nyame adoma ochina eneda yenwumre ya national council meeting ebeba so mpanifo no ebetena se na omo etimi aye anobabaye a efa manifesto no ho ensem ebeba so denden dia enye asem keto akra na eno ena ose ohwe COVID-19 emunsensem na enipa entimi nhia dodo yi dia ene nipa kakra bi ena ebetimi akwa akopiem ewo manifesto launching no eho na se anto yensa afra wo dia we nsɛmtwerɛni o we party member o na sɛ woanya invitation a ɛni kwa sɛ wosi ɛhɔnom na dwumadie no nso ɛbɛba television so kasamfoni ahodoɔ so saa nso ɛna radio stations so ahodoɔ so nso ɛbɛtumi aba so nti sɛ woantumi ɛnya invitation no bia mesrɛ meka woanya invitation no bia yɛnto yɛn nsa afrɛ wo a ɛneɛ ɛnsi dwumadie no ase
manifesto new one ɔsabɛla nto no me wɔ yɛ mehu ne sɛ first of all Ghana ha
mesrɛ meka ɛno ɛnyɛ boaben asamoa ɛne na sei ɛna yɛwura Jamboadu ɔno nso ɔka party no ho mpanimfoɔ no ɔka ɛho bi ɔno nso ɛde to dwa ɛwɔ program no ɛho
president kwa yena aprobo wo ho fitiano ne ostarte branda no ye western region ten no ye beye bibia friend national council meeting na beach hotel so I would need the covid still at so we no beye limited to national council members and then go for kakra invite your monty and koye the place so they acclamation ya kakra bi no
Jamboadu ɛna yɛte nene no party secretary na yɛda so ɛwɔ central region sɛ yɛakɔpie mu central region a host mekyerɛ NPP wɔn mpanimfoɔ a wɔn ɛwɔ hɔ no sɛ wɔn na agye NPP foɔ a wɔawɔ etu ɛwɔ mfimfini mantam na ɔpanin a ɔyɛ kyerɛkyerɛfoɔ panin ɛde ma central region NPP amanyɔkuo no yɛwura Richard Techi Mensa enso ɛde to dwa sɛ ahoboaboa ne deɛ ɔmo ayɛ ready sɛ program no ebetimi aba so security ɛyɛ tight ɛna bibia nso ɛdeda yie yɛwura Richard Techi Mensa.
Everything is underway for tomorrow's manifesto launch. Apart from that, with security arrangements, the security committee has done marvelously well. Everything has been put in place to ensure maximum security for tomorrow's program. Wherever we think that there's a need for us to turn our attention to ensure that things are put in place. All these things are being done, and I assure you that all is set for tomorrow's manifesto launch. It's just kind of, the central region did play a critical role in 2016's where we had 19 out of the 23 seats that we had in the region had 3% of popular votes. And this is a swing region. So the swing region was such a huge vote which contributed massively to 2016 victory. Then there's a region that needs to move forward. So if you remember, in 2017, the National Party came here for the annual delegate conference. 2022, the National Party is coming here for the manifesto launch. It tells you how critical central region is in terms of elections, and therefore the new political party is not going to take this for granted as far as central region is concerned. We are doing everything to ensure that we win all the 23 seats and also we win at least 60% of the popular vote. For the good of central region, they all attest to what the NADO, the NPP have done within 3 to 4 years, and they are all praising the NADO, and all that they are saying is that indeed 4 years for NADO to do more for you and 4 more extra seats to grab the central region. So central region, we are expecting promises and policies that are going to take us to the promised land within the next 4 years under the NADO as president.
Richard Techi Mensa kyerɛkyerɛfoɔ penny ɛde ma mfimfini mantam NPP amanyɔkuo no na yɛwura aboabea Samoa ne nsɛm a ɔka ɛfa programs no ɛni.
National Council meeting to kick off the exercise, and then after that we will have the manifesto launch, and the manifesto launch will cover about 3 segments. The first segment being speaking to the sector. And then the second segment being an overall view, and then the third segment being the launch itself. You have different personalities involved in the 3 segments. We hope the majority of Ghanaians, local and international, can join us on various electronic media platforms. But this will be restricted to a live audience encompasses all who are listening on other media. But in terms of the human being, because of the protocols, the attendance will be very limited.
the attendance will be limited. No, Yera Buabin Hasamwa and Ode programs no and some at the Etua 24 radio and Nimno. Na yesi Montane so ebisa enipanum binom one adwentre efa manifesto eho na ebinum echirem se omo hwe se sene efi etimi adokro Ghana yi omo hwe se NPP manifesto no ebeka nsem afa efi a ewo Ghana eho sei ene binom so echire omo adwene
manifesto ni wa osabela ntono mi won ya mi hu ni se first of all Ghana hanum na efi meye tomfa sa de ni sim oso ogusu o ye but sa percentage no mbo en de me ni ntom force se ombeye ma Ghana etumi ate na de to so mienu ya kwan no omo ye so kwan ni bebre ho a so na da so ho na omo ye nso afichire de na ebeboa ye ma yetumi ewuro ma kontem no omo nye na mbom de aye main road ni nko na tembi omo ye so mbeye but omo nye nchen nka ho ntumi mmoa ma oman no ye ho he ha ye that one mesk so mbre kuru
enye obia na be court na office so koye enye obia na be ya ben adwuma enti na omo na ni nko ye ma no ho pa free education so ma o njaye pa ne so ma o njaye na no so aboa pa ye na naka beboa me pa ye se se de ye bre efierafo ye ntumi ntake enti sanka na na so ne ketia me wo mu se omo na asi omu fie die enso so no ye enso so ye oman bafo enye obia na benye sika ye den asi fie
Ghana for be one more expectation never NPP one more manifesto launching on Yami Admochna and Amote and ye free NPP for Akachi the near actually more NDC for Akachi na Franka 24 dema and NDC Amanyukino His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so de ato eja Akache ne supporters nina ese Yami Adom na se easy for bietum for exhibition na so be anko se ni din e won kratem na se ni din no from so bia anyone or sre party for nyina se omunye twi na omonkonkɔhwɛ na omonkohwɛ se omudin ewom nyina be ya se abato no duru so a wankwankɔhwɛ udin wɔ exhibition num ya ka kyerɛ se udin eni nkrata num be ya pa na ɔno so ebe ha no eni nti ɔde ato party for nyina enim se omo enko na omo enkohwɛ omudin se yisifo ebietum se obi amehwɛ ne din ɛwɔ nkrata num a ɔde nsɛm itudwa wɔ abra ɔbɔntoa ɛwɔ Pando voter region.
And I want to appeal to all of you. The exhibition is as important as the registration itself. Because in compiling the register, there could be a mistake and your name might be omitted. If you exhibit the register and you don't go and check that your name is there, if by accident your name is omitted and on election day you go, even with your card, if your name is not in the register, they will not allow you to vote. And so when EC advertises the date of the exhibition, I appeal to all of you, leave whatever you're doing and just take a minute to go and look and make sure that your name and your image, your photo are in the register so that on 7th December you can come and cast your vote.
Miss Ramos says ye be about to no enkratano etum say obia mehwe ne din a obia emfa at least sima ba akopɛ enkonkɔhwɛ se ne din ɛwɔ enkratano ma na abato no duru so a motimi ato ediama NDC amaya sabefa akonya no ebiem John Dramani Mahama wasade to ejwa se obabima okada jumadi no ebekoso akoso wode nhyehyɛ papa ebegu akwam ama Ghana mranti a omo eyusu okada moto edefa enipa na omo enya bibi kakra to kotokuo mu no etimi akoso wano okan semi nyina ewo Pando.
Our law, it says Okada is illegal. But Okada is a reality. It has come to stay. You can't stop it. That's why I've suggested, and I say when we come into office, we'll legalize Okada, but we'll regulate it. We'll regulate it, and we'll give them training so that they are able to do their business in a safe manner without causing the lives of people. They must obey all the traffic regulations in order that they be allowed to pursue their profession.
Yeden hye papa begu kwam ama modi juma sene beya akwani ho enhye nyina nso monso bedi so sene nipa dodo entime enhwere wo monkwa ana nipa enhwere wo mo enkwa wa bra wo mo eyusu okada no na Yewra ejenim Boatin ono ena oye special aid edema kanema mpeni John Dramani Mahama ono so ede atuja se nyame adoma Busumi a yewo mu ne de toso aduonu enkono omo nso epa omo manifesto eho entoma na omo pa manifesto no ho entoma eye se omo ede enhyehyɛ papa ebegu akwam ama aboa mabunu no na omo nso etimi enya adwuma aye sei na yera ejenim boaten ede eto nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ anim James ejenim boaten nini
so aduonu enkono NDC yɛbɛpa yɛn body yɛpa manifesto no ho ntoma all our key policies will be out, but generally speaking I think that Raj and Damani Mama has been highlighting some of the key things that will feature. It means to say free primary health care. And not just say Ubia Mitini Kenya promoting free of charge up to the level of a district hospital, chiefs compound, health centers, up to that level. Another one, so you bet me I expected any TVET education and also every year improved. You will see significant investment there, and then it's also going to be free. TVET technical and vocational education and training. And no, sukua, ema, nipa, intitiye, efa, insano, ejumaho. Inti, enyese wakujina kwa incheno, wesiya ejumaho. Wesiya wubuku, na waya practicals, and then you are certificated. Inti, no, you enter the job market ready to deploy your skills and readily.
Yera James ejenim boaten na yetene kafa NDC manifesto no ho Ghana fo bi nso ekire omadwene efa manifesto a NDC fo nso be launch ne nyame adoma busumi a yewumi ne de toso aduonu enkronum
NDC party de minimu ande o metin abeka beto oman Ghana ya sum se oma ba na omo se afese omo yeja oma ba so mistake to kan mistake na wa ye dia e betimi adi mistake na ti ne yeso ya boa to wantimi mi na no anka mistake ya ni fi abeka kire ne bi
me de me ejuma employment because ejuma bi ni Ghana se every pa and so COVID ni ba enti won say ejuma e wo se bi a shut down se bi a slow se ejuma na me prefer MTC because some bit me am ejuma there I can vote for them.
Afo bi adwenkyerɛ efa NDC manifesto no ɛho yɛda so ɛwɔ amanyɔsɛm mu na ekuo bi a ana amanyɔkuo a yɛfrɛ no People's Action Party a yɛwura Akosi Busumuru ɔyɛ leader ana ɔyɛ presidential candidate edema ekuo a yɛate no foforo yi ɛde atodwa sɛ nyame yɛ adom na Ghana foto aba ɛma na ɔbɛboa ama kataasehye wɔyɛtu aseɛ
Adebia, Kunipa, corruption, Mankofo Yare, corruption, and Mankofo Adisua Etucha, NTPA bar, you better make sure corruption will be a crime against humanity. Every week, 2 months, a month, near to petrol, I announce, I announce, because of free petrol near the ministers and MP, PAP bar, Oma Betom fuel, the Bayas gas fuel, all the emoluments, Yabashe, Niatiso, board of directors, any Babako, no director, 4 firms. Why? I don't know when I answer what it's in. Yaba, you better make sure, say, Obibia, if we chat, say, board of director, you know, the board chairman. Yes, it's simple for 28 years. Me say, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Yewura Busumuru nensam ena mote ye no. Ekwe amayekwe yatena foforo kra. Ono ena oye presidential candidate edema amanyekwe no na yewura mu ewo ngomesua mu ebiemu a opani kwankyerefo a woda Jackson College of Education school ba ko eno so etete akyerefo ono ena oda no na ensama ababetojwa efa yengomesua ho nkra yi wasi ho a ena ode ato edwa se ohwe chitina ekoso ewo examination inumu a eya ade bi a Ghana ewoyemu esu a ewoyemu pa efie ne yebokro no asori dem na yebokro no offices na yebokro no girlfriend boyfriend na ebi ACC ebi ne nyina eka ho bi na etimi a reflect yensohwe a ye kyerɛ no ɔman mu ha sei no Mami Jackson din semi tujwa wabra ensohwe a ye kɔ na ye kyerɛ yi wasi nsohwe a ye kyerɛ amofra yi ɔmo ye aso brache sama ama nipa dodo na ade ɔmo ano atom no ɛna eboprin na ɔno nso ɛde nadwenkyerɛ ɛto edwa na sei ɛna ye Mami Theodosia Jackson ɔyɛ director ɛde ma Jackson Education or the principal Mr. Meka principal Edmund Jackson College of Education what they eto ejwa
is at home, manage people, they cheat their spouses. Cheating has become part of the society. When you go to the market, you are cheated. The way you want to buy, say, salt or garri, the one selling it to you had filled the container to a certain percentage. It's cheating. When you want to buy cloth or something, they would cut a portion of it. Sometimes when you buy a piece of cloth and you measure, you realize they've even cut some inches or meters away from it. It's all cheating. So cheating in smaller bits everywhere you go has reflected in cheating in our examination, and something drastically must be done. I want pastors, imams everywhere. We should all rise up and join this campaign against cheating in the nation. That's why corruption has been the order of the day. We started little drops of water will make a mighty ocean. So cheating from the home, cheating outside, cheating on your boyfriend, cheating on your girlfriend, cheating on your spouse, cheating everywhere, even in the church, everywhere we find ourselves, there is an element of cheating. And this will give maturity in future, that people will drain the government office and information. And then we are breeding the generation to be corrupt. Because when you cheat and you finish even university, wherever you are going to work, you will cheat. If you are an accountant, you will cheat. Any work you are called to do, you will cheat. If you are an architect, you will cheat. If you are a doctor, you will cheat. Wherever you find yourself, you will realize that cheating is part of humanity, and therefore when you cheat, you are smarter than those who didn't cheat, and you want to do it the more to prove to people that you are clever. Look at the fraudulent way people are cheating others from the banks and mobile money. Look at the trend where this thing is rising. Occultism is rising. The youth want to acquire riches in a short time. They want to get money without working. And cheating in schools, if we don't halt this activity, they will end up in cheating, draining government coffers in future.
Principal Edema Jackson College of Education, Yemame Theodosia Jackson, ena yetene no ode tujwa ede sobo ema Director of Education any DCs fo nyina se omo nyina eka ho bi ena apo anase subampone e examination ho no etimi ekoso director bi wo ho no ma opese ne ma etwa anase wote se ne ma anase na kwara wantimi antwa ensohwe a ene kwan bi obefa so bia next time no obetimi influence examiners no obefa so na eno eka ho bi ena cheating anase apo etimi adoso e wo Ghana ha sei
that they can get that information to entice people when they were assessing students' performance district-wise. No DCE or MCE would want to hear that. My district, they had zero performance in DECE. So I will also make the effort that my district, I also get a good results. So all these have accounted to helping the children to cheat, because some DCs would even go to the extent of manipulating, recruiting invigilators.
Principal Edema Jackson College of Education, Mame Theodosia Jackson, ena yetene no na Mensni bese miensa aban ahwese galamsey anase mesremeka mans adwuma enkoso baby ebetu sika agudie enkoso na mensni eye new edubiase asante bekwai sanso ena adanse asokwa sa amensni miensa yenhwe na garams yeni yentu sika ana gold ewo ehonom jumedie ye pa hontoma wa abra Minister of Land and Natural Resources yewura kwaku asoma kyereme ono enetimi epa jumedie yi eho entoma se mensni miensa mitimi ebubo edin bekwai sanso na new edibiase ena adanse asokwa yenhwe na yentu form agudie yi na eno na ode atudwa se enhyehye a aban no ede egu honom no amanfo a omo ebetu sas form agudie yi omo eni so se ne be ya yensa ase anyankopon ede ma yen no ye be bon sase biem na emom sɛ yɛtumi edi so a ɛna betumi atena hɔ daa yɛmfa kwampa so nhyehyɛ papa aban de agu wɔ no yɛ eni so na sika yi ɔmo ntumi ntu na wɔsɛ saa dwumadie yi betumi aboa ama nipa bɛyɛ sɛ mpem edunsia ɛna ɔmo etumi enya ɛho ɛmfasoɔ sɛ yi ɛna yɛwura kwaku asoma kyerɛ me ɛkyerɛ nsɛm no mu.
Any scheme, yeah, Pamantuma, and yet the quite Adansia support any new Ebibias, and grow amazing Acasiami and saying any year community mining one to one. A day, a Jumano Asher or Monsa, or Rapines, Ama, or Etusika. Nanano, Zapanya, see a Yonina, and netted Yaya Casay, Yeniano more by quite. Again, 50 concessions. Umemwa, a 1,250 acres of land. Nano, everything I'm hearing for Pimdu, and no crown was a woofema, and Pimdu no ever yet or more who could Sikana Kasa.
Na science Korea and a CEO Edema Mining Commission also Ede Atuja say, Jumedi say unkuta lances Kianeke, sa mining na ba sa mensnim yensa abobodi untimi nya adwuma.
So communal commission office or boss, yeah, you know the day they say the office over quiet and your class into the office are no check craft and be a corrector to minister in Accra. Then so you EP. It's only minister license, no need EPA. Only to me, so they said to Manasi. I think so your ma EPA minister agreement license now. Yabema I for Nananum ni assembly copy. Into the ceremony, only craft I want to mention to Manasi. And secondly, committee mining way. This is assembly and Nananom Corona said you good no into Nananom Kamubi and assembly so Kamubi.
CEO opening kwankyerɛ for the mining commission no ɛna yɛtene kan yɛwura Martin ayisi na aban krakye pani a ɔwɔ bɛkwae ɛnso ɛde nsɛm ɛto dwa kyerɛ mu sɛ sɛ adwuma yi ɛbɛboa paa.
Adwuma yɛ ɛwɔ yɛ pɔtam ɛdɛ ma yɛ sika to yɛ pɔtam ɔyɛ pɔtam sika de ti bi ahwefie ti bi akɔ foto sɛ ɔbɛbɛ yɛ a sɛ bɛsa kɛ bɛsɛ ɛyɛ bi ɛde abɔ nsa twɛ ti ni fo na ɛyɛ ɛne tie sɛ ka sɛ ɛnyɛ no mbɛkɔ akɔ adwuma no ebi mu nya akɔnya ɛkɔ school for water pa 12 months ɛkɔhyia adeɛ ɛna no ade pa yɛ kɔhyia mo hyɛ papa aban ne du hɔ no yɛ wogye sɛ wode bɛyɛ adwuma na asase no ɔbɔ adeɛ no ɛsa nyɛ bio asase no ɔnyankopɔn ne ma yɛ wɔwie no eti ɛyɛ mene omi ne sɛ yɛsɛ ɛbɛma asase no akyerɛ yi tie tu yɛgudie wɔ mu yɛbɛkata soɔ yɛbɛdua so nneɛma yɛbɛsiesie yɛmfa ɛwoduro bi akɔgu nsuom akɔkum wɔ mu akɔkum nipa na yɛdi sa hyɛ so a nananom ɛnyɛ de yɛkopɔn ba nsa bɛkreti bɔɔde no twɛ
ɛno ɛyɛ DC aban krakye pani a ɔwɔ bɛkwae honorable Kwaku Chei Bafo ɛna mote ne ɛwɔ saa nsɛmsɛm no emu yɛkɔ nsɛm foforɔ mu nso a yɛde ani bɛkyerɛ bɛkwae mesrɛ meka barekɛse na barekɛse no ɛyɛ atwoma nwabiagya north atwoma nwabiagya north ɛna yɛde yɛni akyerɛ na ɛhɔ ɛna DC nso a ɔwɔ hɔnom maame Rebecca ɔno nso ɛde ato edwa sɛ ɔbɛsrɛ mpanimfoɔ anaasɛ ɔmanfoɔ a ɛwɔ atwoma nwabiagya north titiri wɔn a ɛte bɛn barekɛse saa nso ɛna wɔn ɛte ɛbɛn maaban baabi a barekɛse dam yi ɛwɔ yi wɔn ɛbɛte wɔn ho afiri aban saase a ɛwɔ barekɛse dam no ho ne nyinaa ɛne sɛ ɛbɛtɔ odwa sɛ amanfoɔ no bi ɛde saa asase a mpanimfoɔ agya toɔ sɛ ɛmo nsuo a ɛboa asantemantam ase titiri kumase nipa dodoɔ na ɛma wɔn nsuo ɛnom de bi dwareɛ ɛyɛ wɔn enyuma ahodoɔ no ɛhɔ ɛna amanfoɔ nso ɛde wɔn ani akyerɛ ɛkyerɛm sɛ asase yi wodɔ so a ɛma wɔn fudie ɛso paa nti wɔn ɛde asase yi ayɛ wɔn asase a wɔn ɛdɔ na wɔn edidi so na ɛno ɛna maame de ato dwa sɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa mpanimfoɔ ahodoɔ ɛwɔ mmarima ase nyinaa ɛmfa wɔn anom tum bi na wɔn a wɔn di saa adwuma no wɔn ɛntwe wɔn ho ɛmfiri ho na wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ mpanimfoɔ ɛwɔ aban mu mpanimfoɔ a ɛwɔ Kumasi ase yi wɔn nyinaa ɛnso aka bi.
Or the report will consider baby to my one security zone. A Bama encroachment, I also in an agile. Sabi so be a found because I can see and one the ma Ashanti region, Nina is so enum. Into Sacopas so no immunosia nasi. And then have my Asante Madi and Castle Papa. I have one letter said the cook. Now, the Sedeka say, I'm able to Ghana water for him say, or Mataruma. omo na dwumadi no ne factory ne kese pa hye wonsa me wo ha sei na so meka nche me say se bi obi enkoji wo ho no na so obi e ya fa ne ho obi sitan wo ani hu na se dwuma ye fo no mo ho no omo da wo ma so mo fu se ensase ne go fo enkoji omo so ni mo twi dia ye pe wo ma cho se omo se dwumadi bi ko so mo ma ne enyi nsamo ansana wo dia ba se bi so be a politician.
Mame Rebecca aban crash pani a owo atwema nwabiaja north ena motene ne no na yenwura mu ewo one district one factory mu nsensem emu mame a oye opani kwankyerefo edema sa project ye frana gifty ohene konedo ode atudwa se project ebae aboa ama district no bebre sesei omokeka ho pa eya emfaso ebaso na eno ena ochiremu se aban policy aboa pa enunti mensini ahodo na ewo Ghana hase no womo enhwe na omo ento aba ema na nado danko ekufuado na wonto asa project no so
aprobomo no His Excellency can say one district one factory ni enti okasa ne say waba proud in Ghana hapa if he said Ghana have a beer ni wa onko da na onko so say once wakwa several times nti onim who say district beer potential beer say to me eye hu bibia yeah if me aboa kom hofo no na aboa country ni nyina nti na okasa sani na nema city because mekono na ba bi wo ho no ma bia kutu na pro Bokona no baby wo na esai ni ade on say traditionally so no be a set up factory or the bank big cities raw material no so dey factories no dey na so what district ntina say factory no pin ho a ebebo a che say transportation first no kra wo dey call city no so better ana mabu no so ni nipa wo ho no so no umbenya adwuma ye easily without any research so betu kwa dia bahanti na je say boa rural urban drift no so na boa kakra ti na je say uhwa na faso die pi wo ho say e be move factories na call district no be bia raw material no
eno ye mame gifty ohene konedu na motene nka efa one district one factory no emu ensem eho na opani a ono so ohwe se yebeto aba amano wo PPP Parko Sindum ne party no na ono so waba beye candidate ede ama PPP amayekuo no ede atudwa se PPP ene ono so nya akwanya na omo enhyehyɛ papapa ede ma Ghana fo na beboa ema enoma hodo a ense emfata ekoso omemu no eto atimi atwa yentie yewura William William.
Agenda no in the context of reforms. First, you be change nyoma miensa ana bi ewo constitution no. Election of NMDC is sa sem no ambassador Ghana yenko yeni because the district assembly is the basic unit of development. If we don't get it right at the basic unit, we are not going anywhere. Number 2, constitution say Member of Parliament, Ubetimi aye Minister of State, Sadia Nuso, Ekutia, democracy, and checks and balances. Say your parliament, a executive no parliament. The executive no pe ena oye. Na the brenu enfa sobia embraye ewo Ghana. Iti enuso yebesisa by way of constitutional amendment. Number 3, corruption. Proye ketasishe any your friend said dream. Sanyo mano haje papa but ya yentimi ensowo yesi NDC ni NPP sa na omutie there be governance system na ye running no governance system no promoting corruption it is yentimi ansesa governance system no ma ye expect say change bia beba yenkofa gurus omu nimdie in governance ni bibia famra Ghana.
William Dolapo openi a wo prese yento abama no ntu franka fama PPP amanyuku no wasan so kire mu se oba obeti committee pa ama omo atimi atu anamon abo mo moden ama obi biara ne ho bebo mu ewo kata sese dream edie mu no yetimi abono kwadu
any your friend said dream NDC ni NPP saa na omutie there be governance system na ye running no God say yetimi ansesa governance system no a ma ye expect say change bi abeba ye nkofa gurus a omo nimdie in governance ni bibia famra Ghana ha the same results what we get inti reforms are ye dey ba to tackle corruption no and say you better establish office of the independent prosecutor and yes special prosecutor we patcho muteni 2016 you can say you better office of the independent prosecutor onye politician onye under the Minister of Justice and Attorney General who is the executive lawyer and so on and so forth on who you independent or better after you and me when we engage in any criminal conduct any NPP4 AGA omusi omubeye and omude special prosecutor by me did say yen nyina yen edwuma special prosecutor etimi aye ana wentimi anye enti some reforms no enu nya papa say yentimi anya ene my expect say change be abeba
eno yera William Dolapo ena yetene nkano na yefa assemble and sorry nansan ene beto dwa say terms bi ana phrase bi aba beto dwa na phrase no papa no ensem bi a ababaawa ono otwasini ye friend no Tracy Boache one nyumtoni ye friend Miss Bell de dodo na anim no ene beto dwa say omo enya banta na eno ena terms am de describing nipa wo ne hobon asem no papa no na enu anda yekoda nyane ya maame a ono nso otu franka anase wo yekofa bai edema Ghana Freedom Party GFP maame Ekuadonko ebebo papa no edin womo papa no edin a wase papa no Kane Mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ono ena Tracy Boache ene Miss Bell wamde atuna no ye no papa no na se Ghana for Israel no waboni din ono ena one Tracy Boache awo na afin so osa ene Miss Bell ene oma aka etwetwetwe empna no na asemi ebeto odwa no ena maame a ono so odini djuma ewo enkran ye frɛ no Mary Ewusi se asemi onte ase nti watwe maame e frɛ no Ekuadonko ene wuntumi radio a tema wuntumi waye kofa bai wuntumi radio ene wuntumi TV ena abrante a wono nso odijuma edema wuntumi radio ene TV oheneba nana asiedu ya twensa enkofo yi emiensa sa wuntumi TV ene ne radio ena afin so oheneba nana asiedu ena maame Ekuadonko akogina court na maame e friend Mary Ewusi kiremu se ni nyina ene se omo egu papa oye Kane Mampeni ni din aba asem no a Ekuadonko abono wagu no hufi enti wo hwɛ se court ebeji sika esombo 1 million Ghana cedis new Ghana cedis ebeji ede apata no na eno ena Ekuadonko te sa asemi enen so biem wasa ba abonten abedin komo akirem se still papa no opani a ye frɛ no John Dramani Mahama eno maame Ekuadonko ena yete ne nkan yentie yenyina sa ensemi so na yefa ene trending news ne nyina ensi yedamase ema mo monitor adehye nyame ya adom ochina de akemu bia nso yede bebremo aha Akwantufoɔ radio yakramo